buy that for $1.
Oh, yeah. See, we plan ahead. That way we don't do anything right now. Earl explained it to me.
Now, say my name.
Looks like you got some kind of alternate universe in there or something.
Yeah. All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up. That's never happened to me before.
Shit. I've been waiting for you.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Two of you need help.
And welcome back to number 31 for Deadwire Live, joined as always by Kevin and Chad. And welcome back, Steve. You are now being moved up to regular semi-guest status here.
Semi-guest. I'm regular, but semi-guest. Not semi-regular guest. Regular. Semi-guest.
Absolutely. Yeah. So thank you for joining us, Steve. What you been up to, buddy?
Same old, just having so much fun, enjoying life. Yeah, I got so many things on the calendar. I'm sure the calendar will be the last thing on the agenda. There's so many things going on. TooMuchScrolling.com every Tuesday. 10 years, man. We've been doing it, having fun, reading books, talking to people. It's a good life.
Yes, it is. And Chad, what you been up to, buddy?
I am getting ready for my month-long horror movie fest.
Ooh, maybe next week we will do our list of what we're doing for the month.
Sounds good.
Hey.
What do you think, Kev? Think we could do that?
Yeah, I could probably pin that in. I'm gonna have to force a bunch of horrible things upon my kids finally.
Oh darn!
Which I try to escalate that every year, and my wife's just like, no, pegs the list back down.
Uh-oh, what Steve got?
I've got a book from Five Below. I went and got a book. I special ordered it from Five Below and I went and picked it up. Fright Favorites, put out by TCM. It is a pretty fun little collection of all of the horror and all of the interesting films that I watch way too many of. Yes, there are some classic stories that kids need to be aware of. Maybe not cat people as much. Okay, we could do without cat people.
Which version?
Or sleepwalkers, or
there's
okay, yeah, that the kids don't need to see necessarily. There's a bit of incest in that.
Yeah.
Versus the spider. You should probably see that one.
And demonetized. We just got monetized, guys. Jesus.
Yay. Oh.
All right, Kevin, let's get into some news.
Okay, so the first thing I had, we go into obits, of course, is Drake Hodgson, it was just announced, passed away within the last, it was announced within the last hour. I don't think he passed away in the last hour. Famous for playing John Black on Days of Our Lives for the last 40 some years.
Oh, my stories.
Yeah, dude. You know what? You laugh, but like most of us grew up watching that shit.
He was a priest, damn it. Or wait, what was he?
He was a priest, he was a cop, he was a little bit of everything on the show. You know, it depended upon if he was Roman Brady or John Black at the time. It varied. But he was a staple on the show for years. Long standing star of the show. So if you're a Gen X baby, yeah, just kind of pour one out for him. That sucks.
Well, he helped exorcise the devil from Marlena at least once.
That's true. And Isabella, I think.
Rest in peace, good sir.
Yes. And also passed away this week, we found out, was Dame Maggie Smith. Almost said Judi Dench just because you guys fuck me up with names every week.
You're welcome.
Chubby little Judi Dench. Anyway, yeah, this was really sad. She passed away at the age of 89. And it's hard to say she's best known as, because golly, she was amazing in whatever she did.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be Mother Wendy or Granny Wendy from Hook.
Yep.
I believe Miss Jean Brody, was she in that as well?
I think.
I want to say Miss Broderick had us watch that in school.
I don't remember. It was too long ago.
Yeah, she was drunk anyway. But anyhow,
Which teacher wasn't teaching you guys?
That's how she got through the class schedule, you know? Especially
yeah,
with us in there.
that's true. Apparently, Chris did once find out that water in her water bottle was vodka. So go her.
Well, that's what we all suspected.
That's what we all smelled.
Yeah, that too.
Your,
That's what Grey Goose
your
is called.
stereotype of teachers drinking will not stand.
Which beer are you currently drinking, Steve?
This is Oktoberfest.
Ooh,
There's nothing that beats Oktoberfest.
I do like a good Oktoberfest.
Yeah, good stuff.
I like Coors Light.
Yeah, keep on.
I can't drink. It all gives me migraines.
You know what? If I start this conversation, it's going to be a different kind of show for tonight. It's going to be like a men's health. Like, I got the gout. So, but Daniel Radcliffe, he came out and said something publicly really nice. Just what a keen intellect she was, and what a gift it was to have not just worked with her, but to have been taught by her at the same time as an actor. And like, golly, yeah, like what a privilege that was. It must have been to be in that position. Like, he was a kid not realizing what he was being put into necessarily, and was just like graced with this wonderful experience of being taught by someone like Dame Maggie Smith.
Not just her, but the entire adult cast of all of those movies. They were stellar actors.
Oh, yes.
And we've lost so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
A good many of them, yes, unfortunately so. I think Professor Sprout's still with us.
Robbie Coltrane.
No, he's gone too.
He's gone too.
So,
yep.
But also passed this week, Chucky.
Passed over, yeah.
Yep. For whatever reason, I always thought its ratings were pretty high. Chucky got word that they were being canceled this week after season 3, which is really weird, because if you follow MST, you know that Grant Pachoco is puppeteering Chucky at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights. Like, Chucky's got his own variety show at Halloween Horror Nights, and it's like having a live puppeteer. Like, it's that interactive. So like, he's still a big deal, and they're still putting money into him. And I'm very curious, like, with that having been said, were they thinking about maybe making a new movie? Is that why they're having to stall the TV?
Who's watching TV? Who's watching the USA Network?
Or Peacock even. But we have some news about that later on too.
Yeah. I'm not watching TV. I'm a huge TV fan. I grew up watching TV. I'm not watching TV.
No.
And so I know my students are not watching TV. I bring up television and talk to them about how television is made, and they're like, we don't know what you're talking about. They only are watching TikTok and Snapchat and Instagram.
And maybe YouTube if you're really lucky.
Maybe. That's, media is changing. TV is not the right place for Chucky right now.
No. Although I tell you what, dude, I found a Funko Pop of Princess Leia, and I was like, dude, my oldest daughter is going to fucking like just go over for this. She loves Padme and Princess Leia. And I picked it up for her and I gave it to her, and she lost her shit, as I thought she would. And I was like, yes, one of them finally likes Star Wars. Yeah. And the other two like instantly got jealous. Like, jealousy's green little heads are like all fucking over the shit. Like, where's mine? You don't like Star Wars? Well, where's my something special? Oh, I'm sorry. Do you not like fucking licensed shit? Aw, sorry. Go play on YouTube. You suck. I'm gonna go play with the one I like, the one that watches Star Wars with me. Fuck you guys. Anyway. So, that having been said, Princess Leia's head is now like separate from her body, kind of like Wednesday's fucking Marie Antoinette doll.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I don't know who did it. Hunter blamed it on the dog. So
Sure, the dog did it.
yeah, the Great Dane.
He's not that great.
My German
Yeah.
Shepherd dog would shred that bitch into a million pieces.
Oh yeah, like the chewing factor would just be like nom 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 nom. Quickly gone. Quickly.
I can't
gone.
get my dog any freaking chew toy. She goes right through them. She's what you call an aggressive chewer.
My friend Keith defined dog toys, any dog toy that you get, a blanket, chew toy, frisbee, as a short-term investment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really hard to argue that. Like when we first started getting her toys, we'd get her like Kong toys. Like they're super expensive because they're heavy
Yep.
duty.
Mhm.
She'll break them in an afternoon. 5 minutes to an afternoon. She's gonna break that shit. She's just a powerful ass dog, and that's just the way it is.
But she likes Star Wars. You'll watch
Sometimes.
Star Wars with you. So she's your favorite.
She pays attention when Darth Vader comes on screen.
Oh my god, dude! If the dog saw Darth Vader on the TV, she'd lose her shit and probably destroy the TV. My dog's fucking stupid. Like my family's not necessarily bright, but my dog is an exceptionally stupid creature. Like she'll start barking after somebody's shown up and left because she's like, "Oh shit, someone was here." Yeah, that's right. Don't come back, motherfucker. Like she'll like overcompensate. She's anyway.
Yeah.
I digress.
Well, if you wanted to go back to Chucky real quick,
Oh yeah.
there are some rumors and speculation that they are working towards another like Chucky film in general. They were trying to figure out a season 4 or an abbreviated TV film to wrap up the TV show, but it looks like, discussions about that fell apart. So unfortunately, Don had to say like, hey, we got notified, this isn't happening anymore. The cast is sad, the crew is sad, but they did get 3 seasons, but this isn't the end for Chucky. As we know with all horror franchises, give it another year or two, we're probably getting a new film.
And considering Brad Dourif has said this is the only role he's retired, but he's still going to be doing Chucky's voice going forward. So, I
Yeah.
can't see the character going away anytime soon.
No.
I hope not. And golly, like no one but him can do Chucky service. Like we've seen Mark Hamill try it, and you're just kind of like, nice try, guys.
Yeah. It didn't work out so great. I did not like that movie, actually. It had some
At
good
least,
parts, but I didn't like it.
at least they did try to do something different, with basically being a psychotic AI instead of more of the
It was
body
Frankenstein.
swapping shit.
It was just Frankenstein. They just put him in a plastic body instead of a stitched together body, but it was just Frankenstein. Like he was a sympathetic character that you're like, well, I guess I'd kill people too. Shit.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing Chucky is not, it is sympathetic.
No.
You don't want Chucky to be sympathetic.
That's all right. We figured out that, and we'll talk about it later. Thanos is going to be a very sympathetic character coming up soon.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, no.
Here it comes, everybody. Or when we get there.
Woo! My fingers are already chapped. So, speaking of things being pushed back and held back and everything else, we joke about it once every few weeks. So, the Assassin's Creed Shadows, what is that what they're calling this one?
Yeah. Assassin's Creed Shadows.
The Japanese version that they've been promising since 2007 is being pushed back yet again. Apparently they're shoehorning in a character that would just is extra to the game. I don't know if this is DLC. Maybe that could have waited. I don't know. But
there's a lot going on with this game that, we talked about this in our private chat, and it's like it all kind of, there's a lot of bad ill will going on with Japan and the contestation of whether Yasuke is a true samurai or not.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they were lifting flags from other Japanese areas without getting copyright approval from them. So there's a lot of backstory going on with Assassin's Creed Shadows, and it's just very troubled, and people are just not digging it. This wasn't the original concept for this game either. They started bringing on DEI consultants, and they decided, hey, we're going to change the character. We're going to go with somebody else instead, and we're going to go down that road. So further continuation of Ubisoft after Suicide Squad, Assassin's Creed Shadows, and they're falling apart as a company right now. So it's not really a good time for them.
is this also going to be a subscription-based game?
Probably.
Ah,
There's probably going to be microtransactions too. I mean, trying to put the toothpaste back in the bottle on that one just is not happening for some of these bigger companies.
no, golly, it hasn't been a good year for like big video games like this. Like,
Well, and I don't even want them to fail, but like, and then you're now all of a sudden you're trying to go back to basics with another Batman Arkham game. It's a little
Right.
late for that now. That's not going to save anything. That's a Band-Aid fix. And there's no guarantee everybody's going to come back, because after Suicide Squad,
well, that and Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights was a
Gotham
lackluster
Knights
game.
was bad. Arkham Knight, I like the game, but that's
Also
when you
lackluster.
felt like the series needed to end. So
I don't know that it needed to end, or if they needed another season of DLC. I think it left me wanting another season of DLC because it didn't feel complete. They
fixing
added
the tank combat would have helped.
that too. Making more combat, not so much tank combat. That's what I mean. I
Yeah.
guess adding more DLC, so it's not just so much on the Batmobile, because that got distracting from the game.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. I was looking forward to this 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago.
Same.
I haven't really enjoyed Assassin's Creed since, say, Assassin's Creed 4, The Pirates was like the last time I was like, that was fun.
I never played that one. I went from like 3 straight to like Assassin's Creed Origins, the Egyptian one.
Oh,
And I really like that one, but it's just more of the same of the game. So it didn't tie in with like anything though.
3 I enjoyed as an RPG.
Yeah.
Like, I liked that you could like make your own town, basically. Your own
I never
town.
planned that one. I kind of gave up after I finished the game.
It wasn't the greatest. Like, once you do like the Ezio trilogy, that was
Yeah.
amazing. And like, you're like, how do you top that? And you're like, make them Native American. Oh, that sounds really cool. But then that was really lackluster too. Like, the best parts about it were like making the economy within your city, which you already did like several times over in the first like 3 games. So I mean, that part was okay, but the pirate ships, that was a lot of fun. The
Maybe I
story
should get you around to that.
it's on PS Plus. I think it's available
Okay.
for free on PS Plus. Just the ship sailing gameplay and the fighting was worth the game. Story,
All right.
more of the same.
Okay, cool.
So, but anyways, not as sorry to see this happen as much as I am to see Chucky.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry, fans of the show and fans of this game. I mean, there's going to be an audience for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Just got to wait a few more months.
yeah. So, but anyways, all right then. Moving along, Reginald Bell Johnson wants you to remember.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Welcome to the party, pal.
My name's Al.
Your pal Al wants you to remember to keep your fucking his name out of your fucking mouth. especially when it concerns Diddy.
You don't know
Apparently,
Diddy.
there was a meme going around that Uncle Carl was at, like back in the day. Uncle Carl was at one of P. Diddy's freak out parties, and this like totally unfounded. The comedian was just running his mouth and like said like literally Uncle Carl. So like the internet went abuzz, and TMZ went asking him during a filming of Dancing with the Stars, and like he was super cordial to everybody, saying, you know, thank you for showing up, watching the show, supporting it, whatever else. But when it comes to this, I don't know this guy, and keep my name out of your mouth on social media, and especially when it comes to relation with this guy. It's like Uncle Carl was a cop.
Many times over. Many different cops over many different
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
At least 3 that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yep.
So it was nice to see him like just coming out and basically throwing his dick out on the table, saying, you know what, we could talk about whatever you want, but don't talk stupid. I like that. I appreciated it.
Yeah.
Anyway, upcoming TV news. And Jeff, I'm going to pass this one over to you, I think. Did you have more news on this one than I did?
Yeah, it just kind of came out recently that James Wan, horror producer, is coming out with RoboCop TV show for MGM Amazon. So, not too many details other than they are working on pre-production. And yeah, in one of the articles I have, I'll bring that up here. Just one second. I had that over here from Deadline. So, what's going on is RoboCop continues to progress through the development process at Amazon MGM. Veteran Peter Oko from Lodge 49, did not watch that one, so I don't know about that, has been tapped as a writer, executive producer, and showrunner. So this is going to be our point guy. Based on the MGM movie franchise, with horror master James Wan on board to executive produce through his Atomic Monster banner. Now, this means that because James Wan is working with Blumhouse, dear God, please don't do a fucking movie. The series will follow the premise of the films, focusing on a giant tech conglomerate which collaborates with the local police department. They don't collaborate, they own them. To introduce a technologically advanced enforcer to combat rising crime, a police officer who's part man and part machine. Elko executive produces alongside Wan, Michael Clear, Robert Hackett for Atomic Monster. Danielle Bazone is overseeing for Atomic Monster. And looks like they reported last year that RoboCop was among the first MGM titles identified for series development following Amazon's acquisition of the 100-year-old studio. First project under the initiative was the Legally Blonde prequel series, which was greenlighted in May, along with several others. I think you need to work on your editing, guys.
Jeez.
Well, it's Deadline. Can't say I'm totally shocked. Boom, shots fired. Including Poltergeist and Barbershop in the pipeline. Really? The RoboCop sci-fi action franchise centers around the futuristic adventures of Alex Murphy, a Detroit, Michigan police officer who is fatally wounded in the line of duty and transformed into a powerful cyborg brand named RoboCop. The first film starred Peter Weller, premiered in 1987. It's followed by 2 sequels, RoboCop 2 in 90, RoboCop 3 in 93, and 2014's RoboCop, a remake of the 87 film. Let's not forget there was already 2 TV entries in here. The 94 TV show, the live action one, and then there was RoboCop Prime Directives, a Canadian miniseries that was developed. So looks like we're kind of ignoring that and the 2 cartoons. So the writer of this article clearly did not know their history of the RoboCop franchise. But it looks like, we're going to be, this is kind of hitting production. Whether it actually, we see it through to the very end is kind of debatable, but the fact that they have James Wan on board, I have a feeling we're going to see this actually happen. How many episodes, how many seasons? Guess we'll see. And as far as I can tell, there's been no news about Stargate, so thank God for that.
Wait a second. Like from James Wan or from Amazon?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, the people that they're looking at for Stargate was the Expanse showrunners. So if you like the Expanse, you're going to get those guys, but they're totally going to totally wipe the slate with Stargate and start over. So not exactly a fan of that. I was more on board with Brad, right? So
Yeah.
as far as RoboCop goes, I'll watch it. I'm a RoboCop guy. You know, it's part of our intro. I got figures. We love this. We reviewed like the first two movies and the remake and the TV show
Yeah. And the
and the
cartoon,
cartoon.
which was better than the remake.
Pretty much. Now, Steve, what do you think about some of this news? Were you a RoboCop guy, or how do you feel?
I enjoy the dark concept of the original story, the dark future where all of this stuff that we're working with today is going to go wrong. All of the AI, all of the corporations that are buying up things that should not be owned, like police departments. I love the horror aspect of the original, the gory piece of it. I don't know that it's a story that needs to be told again. I think there's a lot of AI stories that we can go forward with instead of going backwards. That's the way I see it. Yes, the RoboCop animated series. It's kind of ridiculous coming from that premise of what the real message of the original story was.
Yeah, that was done by Stan Lee and Marvel back in the day.
Why not? You know what the kids like? The kids like robots. Let's get some more robots.
Yep, and let's have them shoot like little laser beams instead of bullets.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everything was just a misunderstanding.
Yep, total misunderstanding. Like, that reminds me of part 2 when he's just like, "You will not shoot this person. You are under arrest."
Oh God, that's right.
Yep, and he had to get electrified to get his software reset.
Yep.
I know he wasn't Mirandizing him. He was basically like pep talking or like admonishing the corpse for being a bad guy.
It's such a beautiful day.
Admonishing the corpse.
And he runs away and he's still holding the pose like, "Oh, I let him go. Oh, well."
So yeah, like every time they've redone RoboCop, they've forgotten basically the premise of the first movie and the main character of the first movie, and that's the dog eat dog world that was the corporate 80s.
Yeah.
They tried to get into that a little bit with the remake, and golly, they just sort of lost their way a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't know, with James Wan attached to this, I hope he's a fan. I think he is, and like I'm hoping and having faith that it'll be pretty good.
At least I would think the horror aspects will now be a little more prevalent than they were lacking in like basically everything since the original.
Correct.
The second one had a little bit of it, but it seemed like they were restraining themselves a little too much.
Yeah.
Yes, and then they went over the top with it, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Let's
rip out a brain of another
The
robot and
brain.
smash it.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of RoboCop 2 is when he rips the brain out. That's just brilliant.
Mine is the stop motion RoboCop 2 prospect that
rips
the
its
helmet
head off. Yeah.
Yeah.
It screams and then it
It just
crashes.
screams. Yeah.
He screams in pain and shoots himself, kind of like the cop from Psycho Gorman that keeps trying to kill itself.
Jeez.
Anyway, riveting show we've got tonight, folks.
Hells yeah.
Saying it out loud makes it true.
Yeah. Oh, let's see here. So we had for upcoming announcements, physical releases, Arrow announced their upcoming releases for what? This is what the next just December?
This December, buddy.
Now, most of this is for like pretty much the UK, but a few of them are like, really good ones coming out for the US, right?
Yep, most of them are coming to the U.S. except for looks like 2 of them.
Critters. The one
Critters
I
and
want.
Demolition Man, baby.
Well, let's talk about Demolition Man and why.
Demolition Man.
Haven't we already talked about this one?
Yeah,
Well, it's coming out on 4K, so it's getting a brand new transfer.
Oh, it's gonna be much different.
Mhm.
It's
yes.
gonna look good though.
Oh, well.
Will it be Taco Bell or will it be Pizza Hut?
That I would love it if they did like the 2 versions on here because
There
I've
you
never seen
go.
that without the
That's
shitty
important.
YouTube version.
And which do you get when watching it? But the reason why it is worth my money is, of course, I mean, look down there. They've got 3 seashells that come with this package. y'all.
It looks like it's gonna be a sticker or a decal. I don't care. I'm buying that fucker.
Yeah, put it right on the back of the toilet, man.
I'm all about physical media. I'm actually getting the Hitcher from Second Sight sometime
cool.
in the next week. So
I haven't seen The Hitcher in so long, and it's probably time that I do again.
Yeah.
We were talking about it with oh god, Friday the 13th, the series. I don't remember which episode the guy was in, but the freak was in one of the episodes.
oh yeah. Trying to remember that one.
God, it wasn't the Pennonite guy, was it?
It might have been.
Yeah. Anyway,
Riveting.
really over the top community theater, like supposed to be Amish character. Fucking
Yeah.
amazing.
Terrible glued on beards.
Like Chad.
Hey.
Give it a
This
tug.
this is well, it's crazy glue, but it's not a bad beard. As I'm trying to see how long I can let it do like the whole Santa Claus look for the year.
There you go.
What you need to do is get like a taxidermied mouse or something for Halloween.
Yep.
Lou Albano. Rubber bands.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
I endorse this plan, Chad.
You just need the earrings to go with it too.
The only bad part about like the mouse head popping out is I've already got my nephew saying I've got a rat's nest on my face. So
Oh.
Justification.
yeah, that's not a bad
Harsh.
idea. Do that when I'm at work and just see if that freaks people out or not.
Squirrel Master. Oh goodness, let's see what else is coming out soon. Deadpool and Wolverine.
Nice.
Yay.
Oh, October 1st. I knew it was October. I didn't know it was at the beginning.
Yes, so digital. It is coming out October 1st. My wife's really pissed about that because, of course, on the 22nd, it's going to come out on physical. My dog just went, "Hey, listen to me." Anyway, sorry.
You're fine.
Totally derailed there. So super happy about that. This is going to be like Ghostbusters, I'm sure. Will I end up buying this on digital and then physical? But golly, I've lived a long few weeks without it. Like, I want to see it again. The pirated version that Jeff and I have, like, they edited it wrong. Like, you watch it and then you have to go back and rewatch like 10 minutes of it at a place and then go back to where you left off, I think. And it doesn't watch it with the integrity that the movie deserves.
Might as well chopped it into 5-minute sections and uploaded it onto YouTube. So it would just play in like chapters.
Oh, look.
Quibi? Are we recreating Quibi right now?
Oh my god.
5-minute segments. That's what you need on your commute. 5 minutes of this movie. Here you go. Here's 5 minutes. Wasn't that fun? No.
No.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's what that was. Very short-lived concept.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I remember that. I think it died after what, like 3 months?
Yeah. Huge
After 3
investment. That
months.
did not pay.
What was that stupid thing that McMahon bought?
Vine or whatever it was.
It was like Vine. It was something like that.
I don't drink wine.
Like everybody on their roster was like, "Oh yeah, I've got this account set up. I've got this account set up. Check
I
out
want to say that
mine."
was like Vine, yeah.
Yeah.
And like it went nowhere after a time. It was so
I
disappointing.
think they owned it for literally a year. And
So-
then just absorbed it and just closed it down, took the loss.
like a lot of the fun shit that they anyway.
Like the XFL.
I was gonna say Matt Cardona, but whatever.
Hey, don't you be disrespecting Matt Cardona. King
I'm
of the
not.
Indies, baby.
I'm not. Every
King
good
of the death
idea
match.
he had, McMahon bought. He had to stop doing it, like his YouTube shows,
Yeah, I know.
and then he got buried. Like Cardona was amazing.
Still is.
Yes.
Props to you, Mr. Cardona.
So
Speaking of props,
I'm kind of excited to report this one. So I didn't watch The Penguin yet, so I don't have any like thing to say about that. But watching the third episode of Agatha was not disappointed by it again this week. Like I was not bored like I was within the first episode. And apparently they got what 9.3 million views on the first episode.
in the first two episodes,
The first two episodes within the first 7 days. So that's good for them. Like I hope people are enjoying it. I haven't seen people saying anything bad this week.
This week's was good. I was only giving it this week to hold my interest, and I was gonna, just give up. But they actually brought in some horror elements, so there was some nice creepy shit going on this week.
Yes, and they balanced it out with the funny really well.
This one is what I had wanted from the beginning.
Yes, agreed. And I remember during Comic-Con when they'd said that when it was going to get scary, it was going to get really scary. And I remember you and I were discussing it, going like, are they going to be able to balance this properly? Like, is this going to be scary in just certain parts, or is it going to have like an ebb and flow to it? And I don't know that they've found an ebb and flow to it just quite yet. I guess watching it after the murder sequence of episode 1, this kind of goes with it. I don't know. It felt okay. There was a good amount of horror, death, and comedy. Like you were like happily engaged throughout the entire thing, and then it gave you goosebumps.
Yeah.
The best reviews I've heard are it's not bad. And that does not really bode well. We have high expectations, obviously, for what storytelling can be with this character. Catherine Hahn is fantastic, but we are always on that precipice of, if this fantastic actor is given terrible things to say, then she can eat my ass. Sorry, that's a callback to episode 1.
Well, it
we're
bought
talking something
itself another
interesting now.
week. It bought itself another week for me. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, and it ended. I mean, the way they ended the episode, it kept me interested. And actually, I want to see what's going to happen next week.
Yes, and they've said Mephisto's name. So
yes,
I'm like, aha, okay, they're finally making a little recognition to Mephisto. That makes me happy, because that means that's what's going to end up being at the end of the road instead of Kang. Because remember, initially for the last several years, Kang is what's been at the end of the Witch's Road. And so I'm just kind of like, no wonder they didn't want to release that. That just that sounds dumb. Why would Kang write the Darkhold?
Yeah. Now, I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but the folks over at Funko Pop, they fucking spoiled one of the mysteries already.
I told Kevin about that the other day.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you want to know
who
a
the
spoiler?
kid is? I mean, I already figured out who he was after the first episode, but just to have the name there on the packaging, I'm like, really? Y'all are that stupid?
You're talking about Wiccan, right?
Yep, I am talking about Wiccan.
I told Kevin about the
Ah.
other one though.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I figured out who he was. Like within the first 5 minutes he was on screen.
Yeah.
Well, that they asked him, is that a W or is that an M on your mouth when they go to say
Yeah.
your name? And he's like, neither. It's a sigil. I'm like, yes, it's a W and an M. Like,
Mhm.
yes, that's just what it is.
Yes.
I will avoid the appropriate blonde joke right there.
Giggity. But then finding out who Aubrey Plaza is, then I'm kind of like, oh, okay. Now I get it. Now I see Thanos' real motivation. I'm like, I'd be snapping a lot too if that was death.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep, the fine folks at Funko like to. They kind of jump the gun a little bit.
Just a little.
That's cooler than Blackheart, but now are they going to incorporate that with Deadpool later? Or are they going to make her look like,
I doubt it.
I hope not. Like I'd really like her to be like the old-fashioned death type character from the 70s and 80s. Maybe not that like Shroud character, but evil. The evil heartless character. That would have been really cool to see, but because of course Lady Death, or Death, not Lady Death, but Death was who Thanos wanted to impress and why he snapped out half of existence. Mephisto convinced him to do that in order to impress Death.
Okay.
And
I was
that's
going to ask you guys. I've only heard the name. I know
Mhm.
nothing about that stuff. So
yes,
Yeah.
that's why Thanos did the snap in the comics. It had nothing to do with like survival of existence and whatever, anything like that.
okay.
Nope. He was simping for death.
Yep. He was wanting to impress Death.
Yes.
Simping it.
He did it all for the Nookie. What a 90s program this is. This is a very 90s program.
Give me some sugar, baby.
I'd buy that for $1.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our friends at MCU Portal put together this fun picture comparing a then and now of the Thunderbolts and basically asking, step up or step down. And it's not really a clear answer for each one, but I think most of them are taking a step down.
Mhm.
Man, look at them outfits. Jeez.
Like Ghost.
Yeah, Ghost looks terrible.
U.S. Agent actually, I think, looks perfect now.
Yeah, no, they made him look good.
Yeah, like where he was at in Falcon and Winter Soldier, that was a good transition between, oh, hey, he's going to be the new Captain America. Now he looks like U.S. Agent. So you're like, oh, okay, that's really cool. I enjoy that. Black Widow, no, not so much. Bucky, step backwards.
Ugh, they did him so wrong.
Yep. Oh God, Masters.
Taskmaster.
Yes,
Taskmaster.
thank you. Step backwards, I think.
Or lateral move.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Still not impressed with the character. That's not Taskmaster to me.
No, they did not do that character right at all.
And Red Guardian, I think, is just whatever. I don't care.
Just give me Violet Knight 2 and finish up Stranger Things. I'm good.
I don't know. Like this movie could be just the two of them trying to have a father-daughter murderous situation, family get together, and I'd just be okay with that movie. So, but golly, I don't know.
Trailer's terrible. Ugh.
Kind of, yes. Anything beyond the two of them, once it gets past them, yeah, it's.
Well, you see who they got for Sentry. It's like, oh God, Stephen Yeun, you saved your career, buddy.
I don't dislike Lone Star Jr. I don't like Sentry at all.
No,
I know a lot of people who
dumb
have said that,
character.
like, Sentry is not one of their favorite characters.
No,
No.
he was a gimmicky character. They made it seem like he was this character that got lost in a box that was this old Stan Lee creation that somebody found, and they were going to make a comic book out of it now. So
Yeah, it was this whole thing that happened between Marvel and Wizard Magazine. They did this whole big article just talking about how they had recovered this character from out of nowhere and were going to reincorporate it back into the Marvel canon. And then you find out later on down the road, yeah, we just pulled all that out of our ass. This is all just new shit. And I mean, it just, and what I haven't read any of the comics with Sentry just because I don't give a shit. But it's just from what I've read about him, he's not interesting. It's almost like they were trying to do their own version of like Miracle Man, and it just sounded stupid as shit.
he was supposed to be their answer to Superman.
They've already had several answers to Superman. They've had Hyperion from Squadron Supreme. That's basically who that guy is.
Or even Gladiator.
Yeah.
You know, completely unstoppable. Juggernaut, for fuck's sake. Like, there are plenty of unstoppable characters in Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
So he was really unnecessary. He was very insistent. And his alter ego, his big villain, is himself.
Yep. His own dark side made manifest.
Yeah. Like, he has split personalities. So, yeah.
The Void.
Avoid that Noid.
There you go. They'd be better off doing the Noid.
But this is not the original poster that Marvel put out. This is actually just a quick edit, and a very, very quick edit that they put out like 2 hours after they put out the original. Which, if you look closely, speaking of
six fingers,
yeah,
yep.
Speaking of Sentry, he's got 6 fingers down there. So you're just kind of like, golly, Disney. We could tell from the writing in She-Hulk you're using AI. Stop with the art. Like, it's super duper noticeable. That's embarrassing. And on top of that, like, this is really bad Photoshop work. Like, I do bad Photoshop work for our show. This is really, really bad. Like, they just put a filter over it. It looks like caca. And oops. And on top of it looking like caca.
Oh man, it's not even original caca.
Yeah.
Sons of Anarchy. Oh my god.
And on top of this, these are all ripoffs of my favorite.
Oh man, that reminds me. I want to see that Superman documentary out right now.
Oh yeah, that sounds really good.
Oop! Speaking of Superman, I just skipped ahead. Sorry.
You jumped the gun.
Oh,
But yep.
I hope this is Clayface. Like,
Okay.
if it's not Clayface, I riot.
All right.
That'd be good casting.
I would certainly watch it. I would watch Alan Tudyk in anything, but I can absolutely see him as a Clayface character.
Oh yeah.
What about Plastic Man?
I don't. I think the tortured soul of Clayface is so much more suited to his personality and what he's able to bring to the acting.
I don't know. Depending on how they do Plastic Man, Eel O'Brien's kind of tortured himself.
So I think in season 3 of Harley Quinn, he gets a job working as James Gunn's chair. He fails. He fails the audition. He fails the audition but can contort to James Gunn's back perfectly. And so he gets a job as his chair.
Oh my god.
Anyway, hope that maybe that's what he does. I don't know.
Now he's already doing a voice in Creature Commandos.
Oh, then he's probably playing that same character because that's
he's-
the deal with all of those live action guys.
Yeah, he's doing
Weasel, I bet.
No, he's Dr. Phosphorus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's Dr. Phosphorus.
Okay.
Kevin and Chad, we're both getting an echo from you, by the way.
Oh shit.
I hear that. Hold on.
Here, let me Problem, I don't have any shit.
I muted myself and he's still echoing. So my money's on StreamYard.
If you want to back out, jump right back in. That might help. All right, Chad. Now, Steve, while you're here with us, do you have a dog in the fight as far as like Superman goes?
I do not. I do not. Again, I will watch any Alan Tudyk do anything. Clayface would be my vote if this is up to the audience to figure this out. Did everybody drop out but me? I'm gonna take over the show again. This has happened before. It'll happen again.
I'm right here. Is everybody leaving us?
There's been so many times where I've just taken control of your show.
Thank you, Steve. Welcome back, Chad.
Okay, that sounds better.
Yep, much better. It's a StreamYard issue. It's not really a standard issue.
Where were we?
We were talking about Superman and Alan Tudyk.
Oh, yes.
Well, he's going to be a busy guy because his Resident Alien got renewed for a 4th season, so.
And I believe now he's been doing the voice of Optimus Prime lately as well, but I think I think this is the last season of that particular series.
Okay.
So he is definitely a busy boy.
Welcome back, Evan.
Thank you.
Yep, much better.
Oh, sure. Blame it on me.
Yep.
It could have been me. Probably was me.
We don't know.
Well, apparently Steve had to hold the fort down for a second. We lost all of our viewers.
Wire Live, Suns and Shadows. We're going to play some smooth jazz.
And if you guys hadn't come back, I was going to play a trailer. Really scared Steve off.
Yeah, really. The only thing I am here for is trailers.
And popcorn buckets.
We didn't have any popcorn buckets this week.
No, the last one we had was the Terrifier bucket, an alien bucket.
No, it was
Beetlejuice.
It was the Venom bucket. And remember
the Venom one, yeah.
We decided the way to fuck it was from behind because it looked like it was anyway.
Yeah, and I remember you saying the tongue could make a good reach around.
That's right.
Yeah.
For all you hentai fans.
Bible Black and Legend of Overfiend, everybody.
Oh my
goodness.
Do not Google those. If you do, clear your search history.
Yeah, especially don't do it at work.
Yeah, no. NSFW for sure.
Okay, so moving along with James Gunn's vision in life. So we know that Thanos, Josh Brolin is not going to be playing Hal Jordan. He was offered the role and said, thank you, but no thank you, which disgusts me, as everyone else said, who else are you going to get? I said that too. Well, Warner Brothers said Kyle Chandler. And everyone else said, yeah, I guess so.
It's not bad casting.
It's not bad. The big question is can he do the snarky?
I think so. Like,
I think he'll be fine. We'll have to wait and see. I liked him in the TV show Early Edition that nobody remembers.
I like him in just about everything, and here's a weird reason why. And I think you know, it's because he looks so much like Robert Forrester to me that like I just assume that he's like that talented by proxy. Like that's his dad.
Well, they definitely wanted an older Hal Jordan for what they're doing. So
yeah. So I mean, I really like him. I liked him in the Godzilla movies, which are all kind of caca. They're not very good, but they are fun, and he's one of the better parts of it. So, you know, I can't complain.
No, most people would remember him from Friday Night Lights, the football drama that was on NBC.
That's right.
But I liked him in Early Edition where he got the newspaper for the following day and he'd have to go through the headlines and figure out how to save people. It was a very positive show. I really liked that one.
That sounds familiar.
No, I remember it. I just don't think I ever saw it.
Yeah,
it was a decent show. It didn't last long.
I'd be the asshole. It's like, where's Garfield?
Oh, the cat delivered the newspaper. That was a part of it.
Yeah.
And barked at the mailman.
Meow.
Speaking of which, my kids finally made me watch that Garfield movie. God, that was painful.
I like the movie. Oh my god.
Meow. It hurt.
Rat.
Like the entire time I'm sitting there watching it, I can hear Daniel Tosh in the back of my head going, "Is it racist?" Yeah. It probably kind of was. Anyway,
keep it moving. Oh, right into Harley Quinn. Oh god.
Hey, you guys want to know how a clown fetish starts?
Clownphilia.
Viewership just went back up.
Yep.
So, here's the thing. I was excited about this before I saw the 2 outside pictures. I saw the 2 outside pictures and I'm like, "Hey, honey, go away." But I saw the first picture where it says she's covering "Get Happy," which is a Judy Garland song. And I really did say, "Hey, honey, get out." I fucking love that song and I love it live. So, you know, super excited to see that Lady Gaga is going to be covering a Judy Garland song. I just don't know if it's going to end up looking like this horrendously sexy image here. God, I'm conflicted. Am I going to hell? I think I'm going to hell.
I'm kind of interested in the movie, but you know, what say you, Steve?
The first movie was far too deep into psychoses for me, far too dark for me. I had no interest in watching this psychotic man go into psychoses. I have no interest in watching a sequel, even though it's a musical, and I will probably eventually see it. I don't need a Arkham musical.
No. There's only 3 musicals that I will go out of my way to see. South Park, Avenue Q, and Evil Dead. Anything else, fuck it.
Like a popcorn bucket.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would like to introduce you to the Addams Family musical. It's excellent. I think you would like that one.
Oh, that's
like I said, I have seen some good ones, but I don't know. I don't even really like going and seeing Disney musicals. I just don't understand breaking into song for no reason. But that's just me being weird.
Yeah, questioning your life choices right now, Chad.
My life choices. We don't talk about my life choices.
I break into song all the time.
I do.
I break into psychotic screaming. So.
But I loved Broadway in the 90s. Like I was a total mark for that shit. So like some of this, I'm kind of like, okay, I'm down for this. I'm really down for this.
You're just gonna watch it for the songs, right?
I am probably, yes, because the rest of the movie is not going to be very good. That's my understanding of it. But God, it's going to be a wicked train wreck like the first movie. I'm not going to be able to look away.
Yeah, the most I'm hearing is like it's an all right movie, but the ending is actually going to be what might actually kill the movie for a lot of people. Like it's not something you're expecting, and it's probably going to give people opinions on this movie. I'm not going to say piss people off, but it's going to make people think one way or the other. There's going to be no middle ground with it.
He's likely going to kill her.
But that's my guess, is that she's dead at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cosplayers that would be very upset with that. So that would be a bad move for another.
Well, if it was Margot Robbie, maybe, but Lady Gaga?
No, Harley Quinn.
They need to take her character and put it on ice for a while. She's been overplayed and overused.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, like, I'm not done with that last season, but it's kind of making me go, well, I already told you guys last week. Kite Man's actually being kind of a better quality show this year.
I'll take your word for that.
Like, I'm enjoying it more. Like it's not as watered down as what they were doing with the season 4 of Harley Quinn. Anyway, yeah, the Margot Robbie character is fun. That's not really Harley Quinn to me, but I don't know. It's not bad.
Okay.
They just needed to bank on another character.
Punchline.
Oh God.
I'd actually rather they did something different and go with like a Zatanna movie or show.
I'd be down with Zatanna.
Yeah, and
different. Yeah. Proper Constantine, not a Keanu sequel. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just do a full-on Justice League Dark.
That'd be dope.
Just because.
Well, they are working on the Swamp Thing movie, so eventually.
Yeah.
Fuck them. I want my goddamn Swamp Thing movie back. But anyways, so the documentary McMahon came out this week. I haven't gotten to watch any of this yet, but apparently Mr. McMahon is quite upset that he was deceived by these filmmakers, that they came in asking questions, pretending to go one way with the conversation, and really they just took things in a much different direction. Golly, Vince, who the fuck does that sound like? Like, you remember that commercial in the 80s where the dad walked in on his kid doing drugs and he's like, where did you learn this shit from? I learned it from watching you.
For about 30 years. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Like, there's nothing that's probably going to be in this video that's going to make me feel bad for Vince. No. At all. No. At all. So, but thank you for trying, Mr. McMahon. Thank you for everything you've like given us, like entertainment wise, in the last 40, 50 years. But sorry, you're not getting sympathy out of us on this one.
No.
So, but anyways, on other pieces of shit, it came out that the Hellboy
transition,
movie,
buddy.
Thank you. The Hellboy movie is decided to not go to theaters. They're going to go directly to streaming, and then
be forgotten immediately.
Yep. And then eventually, God willing, with a Kickstarter to physical media.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200 because you couldn't earn it at the theater anyway. Just go directly to jail.
Well, here's the thing. It's being released in theaters, just not here in the States.
Okay.
They're releasing it over in some
Really?
Asian markets, and I believe in the UK.
Okay.
I've been seeing stuff about that on the Hellboy subreddit. There are people who have gone to theaters to see it. It's been enjoyed, but also some folks did like the David Harbour movie, which was a steaming pile of shit.
I still have to watch it. I mean, I'm sure it is, but I haven't given it its fair shake.
I mean,
It's got moments, dude, but like
it does
on the
have
whole,
moments.
it's not a great movie.
No,
and
I
I
mean-
like Mila and I like David Harbour.
I mean, I absolutely love the Hellboy character. I've got a tattoo of the right hand of Doom.
Mhm.
I mean, that's how much
Dude.
I like. That's how much I like Hellboy. But I mean, I like the comics. Got into it because of the movies with Ron Perlman. The animated Hellboy features were fantastic.
Those were good, yes.
Still
But
need to see those.
oh, dude, Blood and Iron. You don't need
Yeah.
to see anything else. Blood and Iron. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's more of a horror movie. Yeah, Mike Mignola wrote the screenplay, but okay, you created the character, you wrote pretty much everything, but that doesn't mean you can write a good movie.
He needs good people to work with, and
Yeah.
unfortunately Guillermo was the best person to work with and brought his vision to life as well as he could. Like, I don't know what happened on the second one where their relationship just devolved, but
I have
when Guillermo was talking about what he wanted to do for the third with having like hell babies, I'm like, okay, maybe that was kind of a point of contention, but he also wanted like $350 million for it too. So it's like, who do you believe on that? Guillermo is known for running up a budget just to kind of work a way to negotiate what he really wanted to do.
Fair enough.
Just come back and do a third one. Perlman's still sane enough to do the role, and just make sure he's got his cigars and whiskey.
Yep.
I thought Don't Be Afraid of the Dark was kind of like a 2.5 because it had the tooth fairies in it from part 2, and they kill Katie Holmes. So it's like, oh, okay, that was cool.
I just want to plug Itty Bitty Hellboy by Art Baltazar and Franco, a children's version of the story of Hellboy.
I don't know that.
I've heard. I haven't read any of those, but I've heard they're good.
Yep.
Okay.
Intriguing.
Itty Bitty Hellboy.
All right. Well, let's see here. Let's stray away from pieces of shit. So, some really good news that I'm sure we could all embrace.
Yes.
The bigger and weirder tour.
Steve's grinning.
I'm excited. To say I'm excited is an understatement. I am a huge Weird Al Yankovic fan. I enjoy his musicality and his work for the last 40 years. And boy, oh boy, was I online the day the tickets went on sale for this. I am going to Madison Square Garden. I am going to see Weird Al in the biggest venue I have ever imagined. Probably 15,000 of my closest friends are going to be there just singing along and enjoying the joy that is Weird Al Yankovic. He's going to be here in Chicago at Ravinia, which is a special festival. Those tickets don't go on sale until April of 2025, which was kind of confusing when he made this announcement because Ravinia doesn't tend to make announcements before April on their schedule. So he may have made some people angry with that one. I would love to go to Red Rocks in Colorado to see Weird Al there. I don't know that I'm going to make it, but my cousin from Texas is here today, and he says, "So, are we gonna get in the car and do a road trip all summer and just go see Weird Al day after day after day?" Maybe we're going to
That's possible.
That'd be a fun way to spend the summer.
I see Phoenix, Arizona on here, and I'm like, oh, I know what I'm doing next August.
Yeah.
Yeah, and August 20th, I think, is Eugene, Oregon. And that's 80 minutes away from me.
That's not bad.
And the thing is like Weird Al's played here before several times in the last 20 years that I've lived here. And I've never gone to see him. I've never gone out of my way to be like, you know what? I fucking love Weird Al. I've never seen him before. I'm going to go. But this year he's going on tour with Puddle's Pity Party.
Correct.
Yes.
Friend of Too Much Scrolling, by the way.
Have you heard his cover of Brain Damage and Eclipse?
Yes.
So fucking good.
Yes, my wife
I've
doesn't
heard
let me watch or listen to that one because I'm a huge Pink Floyd fan and she's not, so she just like turn that off. I don't care who's singing it, turn it off.
New wife right now.
But the important thing about this is yes, it's Al touring with Puddle's Pity Party, who is one of my all-time favorite vocalists, ever. He's just phenomenal.
He is.
And my wife has agreed to go.
Nice.
My wife,
Awesome.
who hates everything that I love,
Including you.
yeah, right, has said, you know what? That would be a totally cool show to see.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how many of these shows I'm going to get to because the question really is it going to be a different show every time, or has he got one set and
Right.
this is the tour? That's going to be the big question. Hopefully we'll get that answer in that Vegas run at the beginning, and then
Right.
we will know whether we need to get more tickets to see this more times. The tour that he did where he did a different show every night and every set was different and everything was a surprise was a fantastic tour. The best tour was the Strings Attached tour, where he went from town to town and grabbed the symphony orchestra from that town and they played Weird Al songs. And half of the orchestra went, "What is this? What my career has come to? I'm playing Harvey the Wonder Hamster right now live. This is what I'm doing." And the other half of the orchestra was like, I'm playing with Weird Al on stage. This is amazing. Best tour ever. I went to that one multiple times that summer.
Oh, cool.
I look forward to finding out what the plan is for the set list for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but like the tickets are $240, I think, for VIP, which are actually
VIP,
cheaper than going to see the VIP for MST. Those were like $250, I think. So I'm still relatively okay with this. Like I'm like not doing well financially, but this seems relatively okay to me, especially like me and my wife. And I know my son really likes Weird Al. And the voice in my head went, fuck him. Just
We don't
fuck him. I'm taking your mother. It's going to be a date and y'all can kiss my ass. This is going to be the happiest day of my life. I'm spending it with your mother.
Yep.
Fuck you guys.
Later, bitches.
Here's a record album and no record player. Good luck.
Here you
Figure it out.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this. I don't know how many I'm going to see, but my cousin really wants to go to Beaver Dam, Kentucky. Apparently that is the smallest venue on this list, the most intimate version of this Weird Al.
Oh,
and
wow.
Yeah, I think that would be quite a fun road trip if we met up at certain locations and went to just celebrate the joy that is Weird Al.
Nice.
But yeah, I got my tickets for Madison Square Garden. That's
nice.
Good
That's
choice.
just so ridiculous. It is the most ridiculous thing. Take the largest venue you can think of and throw Weird Al and 15,000 crazy people and their wives and see what happens.
And let's friggin' go.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
This is where Hulk Hogan body slammed Andre the Giant, bitches.
It's not the Pontiac Silverdome.
I I do look forward to if I had the wherewithal to get to Palmer, Alaska. That would probably be an experience to get to that one.
Palmer, Alaska. That'd
Right?
be cool. I saw a moose.
All the way there and all the way back.
It was the same moose.
Anyway, on to weird news. More weird news. It's not Weird Al. Batman did indeed get his Walk of Fame, his star in the Walk of Fame. And there is, of course, Jim Lee, CEO of DC Comics, accepting the award. Paul Dini was there. Dietrich Bader was there. A cacophony of Batman noble tree. Royal, anyway, a lot of people there.
Yeah,
this was the best that they could do for like a Batman stand-in. Like you couldn't have gotten Keaton to come up and say a few words,
right?
Like
that involves money.
Yeah,
I don't know, dude. They got Burt Ward there. Bader was there. I'm sure Arnett was there. Like, come on now.
I did see a post from Bader about that. He was there with some of the other voice actors who played Batman, and the caption was, "Kevin was the best of us."
Oh, well, yeah.
That's true.
No doubt about that. Did you see the Jimmy Fallon? They go, hey, look, Batman got a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. They took Jason Bateman's star, taped over Jason, taped over the E in Bateman. And said, look, it's
Oh my God. That's hysterical.
Oh shit. So well, I don't know why this is a thing. DC's like James Gunn, when they announced that he's in charge of everything and he's got this list, this vision of what he wants, I've been okay with it because it started with Superman and then it went to Creature Commandos and you're just kind of like, well, that's different. And then it starts going off into all sorts of other weird things. And now they're talking about a Bane and Deathstroke movie.
Why?
Why?
Okay,
Deathstroke,
first of all,
maybe. Bane.
Deathstroke is not a Batman villain. He's a Titans villain.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, check out Lego DC Superheroes Arkham City Breakout. That's what this movie is.
I haven't heard of that one. Okay.
Oh,
That's what this movie is.
Fucking amazing. The two bad guys are Deathstroke and Bane, and they're taking over this like subterranean civilization that this kung fu madam has been protecting for centuries.
What
so far, it sounds great.
Who taught Bruce
Killer Croc in it too?
And Slade this forbidden move, or Bruce was going to learn it before Slade, and Slade got pissed off and quit. And that's how, like, that started their rivalry as kids.
That sounds like an episode of Batman the Animated Series with the Death Touch.
Yes, it was very much like that. And, like, Slade gets taught honor, basically, by the end of the movie, and fights against Bane. And you're like, this is so stupid, but it's Legos, so it's funny. And
yeah.
Right.
So that's one thing. That's what that could be. This is what we're gonna get.
I wonder if they're using some of Ben Affleck's script because he was writing a Batman and Deathstroke script.
Yes.
When he was going to do his own Batman, direct and star in it. So,
well, Joe here was supposed to be that Deathstroke.
Yep, and he did the what was that? The end credits for
Justice League.
League.
Zack Snyder's Justice League. Yeah.
That's right. It was he was being hired by Lex.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Or was that Batman v Superman?
No, that was Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I would have been interested in that movie, but
think about what could have been, children.
That's the subtitle for Warner Brothers right now. Think about what could have been. Acme versus Acme. Oh, think about what could have been. Yep.
although I'll say this about like James Gunn, he's kept his mouth quiet on social media, and he's given us something feel good with Superman, the documentary. And there's some, and they're highlighting Superman so well right now in general. Like there's a lot of positivity, a lot of energy flowing in the right direction for once. It's making me want to give James Gunn's Superman, a little bit more of a benefit of the doubt that it might actually be good. And from what people are saying about the story that they know and can disclose, they're saying that's actually what he's trying to do with the Superman movie, is let him be the beacon of light, understanding that there's too many characters in it, but they're doing it for a reason. And it's like, well, I don't know about all the characters, but based on what we're hearing about some things, like, maybe we just wait and see what happens. So I don't know about like this. I didn't know about this article, Kevin, until you brought it up now. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Give me a real Bane, please. If you're going to do that, don't give me fucking Tom Hardy's Bane from Dark Knight Rises.
Perfectly fine.
All right, Kevin, do your Bane.
The fire rises.
Look at me
Like-
now, Moneypenny.
I can't look at my old bulldog and not hear Bane's voice. Like that's just the voice that projected me every time she wanted something. Like, Father, get this for me. Anyway, I'll get stuck doing Bane voices all night. The last thing I have in the news, switching over to the Marvel side of things again, Gwyneth Paltrow and Goop
Oh boy.
are putting out a line of furniture.
Oh, God. Is it
So-
scented too?
They want us to sit in goop. Is that it?
Where did she sit? Oh, there she sat. Oh, I found where she sat. She sat right there.
Yummy, yummy.
Oh God!
The collection is scented,
Of
And
course
it
it
is-
is.
I was kidding.
and it is going to be stylized both in dress that goes along with it, as well as style of the couch itself. The first of those is going to be
Oh.
this chair smells like my tampon.
Wow. You're breaking Steve.
I'm done. I'm done. That's all I needed in life.
Breathe, Steve. Breathe.
She's here.
Oh my God.
The good people at Goop and their scientists, like they get really in there to make sure that they get every fucking molecule of what that smell is.
I just gifted memberships in our chat. Now they're probably all like, shit, now we're stuck with these guys for 30 days.
Oh shit!
Let's see here. What's next? Ah, yes. This chair
Jägermeister.
This seems to have a little bit of everything on there.
The everything bagel of chairs.
Oh
Oh,
God!
oh, that's even better.
Next up, this chair smells like I sharted.
Oh God!
It's for the chocolate lab.
For the chocolate.
Spit more than I could bear.
Followed up by this chair smells like HPV.
Black light not included.
Yeah, black light not included.
Spring models include.
Oh.
This chair smells like lies and glory.
That's catchy.
Oh, shit.
And we'll top it off with this chair smells like Steve's balls.
What the fuck did I walk in, dude?
We're shilling for Goop. welcome to QVC. Goop has a new line of chairs out this week. Kevin has spent way too much time on the graphics, and here we are flying at 12:30 in the morning on a Sunday, going to church later just in case.
Goop like Gwyneth.
Did you guys recognize that? I'm sure you guys already talked about it. The shout out to Gwyneth Paltrow and Agatha episode 3, huh? You guys watch that shit or no?
Yeah.
Episode 2, not 3. The candle fucking dealer.
Yes.
Yep.
That's like a direct fucking like shout out to her, right?
I probably laughed just about as much at that joke as Kevin Slides today.
Oh my god.
Is that where she was talking about like I look like one of my customers?
Huh?
No,
No.
that was a candle joke.
Whatever. I missed it. I had to go watch it again.
They were tasting the candles and everything.
Oh my god.
Fucking,
Yes.
Ah,
you didn't
yeah.
catch that? That's the
No.
first thing I thought of.
No.
Like, oh my God.
I caught that.
Jesus.
No, I'm no. Now I do want to go watch that again. Be like, ew, it smells like Famanda cheese.
Fucking horrible, man.
Hey, Chad and Kevin are liking the show though.
Are you serious? I can't even. I did a fucking episode 1. I'm not gonna waste my time editing that shit. I'm gonna review it on my lives, and that's it. I'll maybe cut the video and just do audio. I don't think I'm gonna have fun with it like Vocalite.
I got bored with it on episode 1. Like up until like the last 10 minutes where she kind of snaps out of the spell, and you're kind of like, okay, now we're back in the MCU and it's fun. And then the episodes 2 and 3 remain fun for me anyway.
Did you see how they've already spoiled the fucking like surprise twists and all that? Like, I mean, we already know not Wiccan's Wiccan, but you saw
we
Funko
talked
Pop
about
shit
that a little bit ago.
Yeah. Lady Death and Wiccan.
Yeah. And they're dropping her after Infinity War, right? Like they did with fucking, hey, here's Eros. Here's Pip the Troll. Here's all these characters that happen in the Infinity Gauntlet. We're going to put them in post-credits and shows after the fucking saga with Thanos is fucking over.
Yeah. And then do nothing with them.
The only thing I think they could do is use her to resurrect Thanos. Because
interesting.
Because they know that they can't. What are they going to rely on? Kang? No.
He's going to be killed on the way to his home planet.
I think, but the thing is, I think they'll probably do that, resurrect Thanos, and then have, a famous comic panel from Secret Wars 2015 happen, and that's the only reason they're going to resurrect Thanos, which makes it even more fucked up than the clowning him in, the Infinity Stones as paperweights and the TVA, or him getting sliced in half by Infinity Ultron and What If. I don't know. They just continue to destroy and make fun of their own shit. It's just weird.
Yeah, it dilutes it. But they've been diluting their product for years. Like the Spider-Verse dilutes everything about Peter.
Yeah, I didn't even watch the second one. And I'm a big Miguel O'Hara fan, but I knew it wasn't going to be Miguel O'Hara that I saw.
God, I think I've got like the first 2 or 3 issues of that, and then I stopped reading it for whatever reason.
I think I got about 25 of them, maybe 27. I can't remember how many it ran. I think it ran pretty long. Funny, the X-Men one's the one I fucking couldn't stand, man. I think it was the worst out of all the 2099s. I like the Doom one. I like the Ravage one, and Ravage wasn't even like a character, but they made him fucking badass, like the transformation shit, like that happened about 7 or 8 issues in. The Punisher one was kind of cool, right? He was like a distant offspring of Frank Castle, I think it was.
Talked about his mule shit kicking boots.
yeah. Like they had cool shit. Like they all like had a little something, you know?
Yeah, Ghost Rider, they did some really cool cyberpunk stuff with that one.
I didn't read Ghost Rider. I didn't.
Those came out later. That was like the second wave of the.
Yeah, that was the second wave. But just from at least from a visual standpoint, the digital skull looked really cool.
Yeah, just put him in a wheelchair. It'll be fine.
So that's the thing, huh?
Yeah.
Those who park in his spot shall know his pinnacle stare.
It's the new Spirit of Vengeance that just came out, I guess.
I don't know. I haven't read comics in a long time. I haven't liked Marvel in a long time, so I really can't.
Missing out.
I can't really clown them on anything because, like, I don't know.
Oh, you could. All you had to do was open one. You'd find plenty of things to clown them on.
I haven't like really liked comics. Like the last thing I read was One More Day.
Oh God.
And then Brand New Day, and I was like, I'm done. I don't need to read another comic book ever again.
Is that the Spider-Man one?
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm like,
okay, that's all I need to know. I don't.
I have 20 years history. I don't need. Okay, I'm done.
That's kind of what I did when Grant Morrison rebooted the X-Men and all, because that's the beginning of when continuity started just falling to shit everywhere. Like they kind of tried to do it with Onslaught, right? But then they reversed that real quick, right? They made it, they made it a Franklin Richards Pocket Universe, and then they tried to reset it straight. But then when they broke the X-Men continuity, because that was my main book, you know. So it was like, you motherfuckers, you know. So.
And now everyone's upset, like, well, are they going to do Onslaught for an Age of Apocalypse for X-Men 97 or not? I'm like, I honestly don't fucking care. If they could just like keep it to X-Men 97, I'd be pretty cool with that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they had it set up to do the Adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix, the Further Adventures, the Ascani Son, because they had the future shit, right? So they could have done those. They could have done the Origin of Apocalypse comics that were like in what, 96? They were like 97, 98, I think. I think they were actually after Age of. They did those. They could do they probably won't do the Sinister Origin because they basically destroyed him in the fucking last show. But yeah, there's lots of cool shit that they could have done with where they were going.
Yeah, I remember that 4-parter. Anyway, I'll get lost on that, trying to remember the name of his assistant that was young in that comic, but older than dirt in current time. Ozymandias, was that his name?
Yeah, Ozymandias, I think it is. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That was a good book. I like all that Cable time travel shit. Like that's the thing. Like because they don't do it to where it fucks with all the other continuity. It's just like in that little space. You know what I'm saying? So it makes it okay.
That, and they usually save the day by the end. So when they got back, everything was accounted for and fixed.
And then even in like Second Coming, like because there are good X-Men runs after the reboot. I don't like a lot of the Grant Morrison stuff. I definitely don't like the Jason Aaron shit, right? But they had like the Uncanny X-Force, Rick Remender. That was a cool like series that they had. And then they had the Messiah Complex, Messiah War, and Second Coming. Like those were all pretty decent. You know, they had stakes, like Cable sacrifices himself in one of them. But yeah, they had some cool shit. What's that?
I said, oh, snap. That sounds heavy.
Yeah. Oh, dude, there's lots of like that Second Coming run. I would check it out. It's pretty fucking brutal, man. They start taking out the teleporters first because they know that's when Bastion like actually got more popular, right? Because I forgot all about Operation Zero Tolerance, right? That's like That's one of the 90s runs I didn't remember. That, and I hated the I always forget their fucking name because I just can't stand them. Warlocks, one of them. What are they? The they're like the Borg.
Shit.
The
Phalanx.
The Phalanx
Yeah.
Covenant. Oh man, that's a dog shit run, man. That was like probably the worst run of the 90s.
Yes, that's why I stopped reading Generation X.
Yeah.
Like, all right, lame.
Speaking of which, I'm punching out, boys.
Oh,
Brother,
thanks for
thank
joining
you.
us, Steve. Yeah, you want to shill for everybody before you head out?
Well, the thing on the calendar that we need to really think about is Chronic Con, the Kevin Smith convention that is coming to Chicago in October, coming right around the corner. I'm cutting down the hours at this point, trying to figure out how much time am I going to spend talking to Kevin Smith and Jay Muse and all of our friends from the View Askew-averse. The answer is a lot of time that weekend. So don't call me between October 11th and October 13th. I will be there. Kate McKinnon is coming into town this week with her new book. I'm going to go and talk to her, hopefully get some audio from her as well. And then the Nightmare on Chicago Street in Elgin, Illinois. I've become a producer of this gigantic horror fest, 20,000 guests, and the city of Elgin throwing in $500,000 to make a fantastic night of fear and fright.
Nice.
And yeah, it's going to be, it's a huge production, and I'm looking forward to that. October is going to be a fun month, gentlemen.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds awesome, man. Where are you at? You're in Chicago area?
Yes, sir. Fun stuff.
What's the name of the event? Because I know somebody that that comes to Texas. He's come to a couple horror conventions, met him at a FNT meetup, and he might be interested. I think he's in Illinois, dude, if I'm correct. So
The Nightmare on Chicago Street, Elgin, Illinois, October 19th.
Chicago
The weekend
Street.
after Chronic Con. But I'm a little focused on my friends from Red Bank, New Jersey this week.
I'm sure my friend knows about it because he's a massive horror fan. But just in case, I will let him know.
There you go.
Oh,
Spread the word.
will do.
Then, of course, Too Much Scrolling every Tuesday, a movie of the week and a book of the week. We are going to read The Shining for our October book recast, and we're going to think about all of the fear that goes into all of teaching and being stuck in cabin fever in the winter. That's yeah. Little psychological damage. Welcome to Stephen King's universe.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Steve.
All right, boys. Have a good night.
Take it easy, Steve.
Good night.
Later,
Just in
bro.
time because we're going to do some trailers. Kevin, did you have anything else? I know I sent you something else in the week regarding a certain celebrity showing a little nippage, but
No, I kept that out of the show for monetization purposes and all that. Purposes.
people have been showing it this week. They've been fine. But
I didn't know what she was protesting other than bigotry.
Amanda Stenberg, Justin.
Oh yeah, no, I already knew.
Yeah, the risque picture.
It's made its rounds.
Yep, everybody's talking about that. But what we can talk about, if we want to get into some trailers, one of them is in our title here. We can do that first. It was the Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver trailer. And we are not doing tabs through articles this time. We are actually going through YouTube. So let's go.
Few know the truth. I stood with Kain and my brethren until I had the honor of surpassing my lord. For my transgression, I earned a new kind of reward. Agony.
The fate of this world was preordained in an instant.
What madness is this? Am I so changed? I was not prepared for what lay beyond this threshold.
Wow.
The future has always been written.
Don't fight it, Raziel.
PlayStation. I'm thinking that looks pretty good. I enjoyed the medieval remaster that came out a couple years ago, and this looks pretty dope to me. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah.
Remaster
play these games
better than remakes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I played the original like way back in the day. Got my ass kicked at it every time I tried.
Yeah, the first game was like really freaking hard.
Yeah.
I like games like that, but I spent a lot of time working my way through that game. I think it took me a long time.
I wound up rage quitting.
Yeah.
That was tough. Kevin, you ever play that one? Or did you just hear about it? Oh.
I remember hearing about it. I remember seeing the ads for it in comics. But I never played this one.
Huh.
Like, I don't even know what it's about. It looks cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Like, is he a demon? Is it a death type creature? Vampire?
Yeah. Not a vampire, no.
Oh, no. Okay.
If you want that, you're gonna end up playing like a Blood Rain.
Oh.
Now that you could easily get me on remasters for those. Like Blood Rain, not the movie though. But we got 3 different movie ones. You want to get through Thunderbolts real quick?
Let's do it. Let's see them 6 figures.
6 figures.
I click leave on porch. Your subordinates will be reported to DoorDash HQ.
Alexei, open up.
Milena? Elena!
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about the wait. It was on important call. Highly classified. Lot of
It's a
work.
scented chair.
Lot of work. Many irons in fire.
Feel fulfilled?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so full. So filled. But why do you ask this? What brings you here?
There is something wrong with me.
Of course there is. You got a haircut.
An emptiness. I'm just drifting.
I dated Zach Braff.
Purpose. I thought throwing myself into work was the answer.
Yeah, by blowing up a fucking building. Daredevil ripoff.
Yes.
God, I miss Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow.
I was gonna say Iron Man 2 scene.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Who are you?
I'm Bob.
Who sent you, Bob?
Nobody. You were all sent?
Everyone here
it's
has
Hulk.
done bad things. Shadow ops. Robbing government labs. Contract kills.
Yeah, so?
So, someone wants us gone. What the hell?
Did you see Loki's staff there?
No, I missed it.
There are good guys.
Right here.
Oh, hey, Shatare.
I never even noticed that.
The Loki Pokey.
Yeah.
Yep. That was actually pointed out on I want to say Real BBC during the week. So
Justin, isn't Val here? Isn't she Madam Hydra?
Yeah, she's a Madam Hydra I don't like. I like Viper as Madam Hydra. I always liked her better. I remember more comic arcs with her. Plus, she was really cool when they did Earth's Mightiest Heroes. But yeah, I never really cared for her character. I don't really remember her character. I don't know. I mean, I know she is the original Madam Hydra, but I don't really like the casting of,
Julia Louis,
or whatever her name was in
Julia
Seinfeld,
Louis
right?
Dreyfus.
Yeah.
She's
But
a
yeah.
TV comedic actress. She's not movie material.
Yeah, and like I said, the other Viper was in the weeds, like doing shit, like
Okay.
out there fighting too and stuff. So, and she kind of has like some crossover appeal with some other characters. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I imagine she'd be badass like fucking Red Skull's daughter was.
Yep.
We're brought up with this belief that there are good guys and there are bad guys.
What's the plan?
This could get messy.
But eventually, you come to realize that there are bad guys.
You know what that is right there, right?
Worse guys.
No.
Go back. That's the Century belt.
Oh, the S.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Come to realize that there are.
Oh.
Yeah.
because he's Bob. He's Robert Reynolds.
Yep.
I was like, okay, is that something from Kunlun or no? I guess you're right. Huh?
What does that do? I actually don't know. So
It's just I don't know that it does anything. And maybe they have a reason for it. In the comics, I mean, he was just Sentry. I don't remember the belt doing anything or anything like that, but that's definitely what that is.
Yeah, I thought that was just his logo.
Oh, okay.
There are bad guys and there are worse guys. And nothing.
I love how Sebastian Stan looks like, dear God, get me out of this fucking movie right there. He looks so miserable.
And nothing else. Look at you. So adorable.
Don't worry, she's bulletproof. What happened to bulletproof? It's bulletproof-ish.
Is that supposed to be funny?
That's not good.
That's Thunderbolts now. They are clearly showing shit out of order because that's probably how Bucky is going to find them to begin the freaking movie to start with.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if anything, I would have not shown any of Bucky till that part alone. So you could throw people off and tease like, oh, Bucky badass. But they've been doing Bucky wrong since Endgame, as far as I'm concerned. So you should be fucking Captain America right now.
That's the problem with the power level of all the super soldiers. It's fucking all over the place. Like you go to Falcon and Winter Soldier, right? And Isaiah Bradley, I tore off the arm of the Winter Soldier and right? And he's this badass, right? Well, okay, well, let's go back to Captain America Winter Soldier. Like Cap could barely even beat Bucky, right? And then let's go to back to Falcon and Winter Soldier. You have all these reject clone wannabe super soldiers, and they're keeping up with them and putting them to shame. So yeah, like the power scales are just like all over the freaking place. Because I mean, if Isaiah Bradley's kicking the Winter Soldier's ass, Cap can barely beat the Winter Soldier, then you're telling me that Isaiah Bradley's more powerful than Captain America, basically, in this universe.
Right.
I mean, at one point, probably. That's what they'd have you say.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. Captain America is the super soldier. All this, even when they reboot and they retcon shit and they do Weapons Plus and all that, all they're always trying to do is recreate the Captain America super soldier and make somebody that's as, badass as Captain America. And they never can. Well,
No.
I mean, you can argue Wolverine, but, he already had his own shit on top of the Weapon X. So,
Right.
Captain Canada. Captain Canicle Head.
did you guys all watch Black Widow?
Yeah,
I did.
More than once?
No.
Nope, just once.
Okay, I may have to rewatch it. Do you remember any scene that Red Guardian doesn't act like a fucking clown?
No.
I think I'm gonna make a fucking video introducing Red Guardian and just have, because I already did a video on this, and I did I made my and I got a juggling clown on a fucking unicycle, and I posted every time after the Red Guardian cracks a quote unquote joke. I think I'm gonna go back, clip everything from fucking Black Widow, and every joke he does, just fucking put a circus clown shit on right after, and just make a whole fucking video out of it, because that's basically what the guy is. He's just a fucking big joke.
Yeah.
From what I remember of the movie, the most serious he was the very beginning in the Russian prison, but he still kept cracking jokes like almost every other minute anyway.
Yeah, like I can't remember. I watched it once, so I never rewatched it, so I couldn't remember. But
I watched it maybe like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, and it kind of ruins the tone like of this trailer, right? It's the fucking jokey joke shit right off the fucking top. Like, I
ain't gonna lie, I cracked at the DoorDash HQ thing.
Yeah. For me, I'm just so over it. Like, because even like the X-Men movies, they got their flaws. At least their humor was like adult humor, right? Like it was like more well placed, and like, you know, I did say, oh, at least it's not an IKEA table joke or some shit like the Eternals. But I mean, is that the bar we're setting now? Like, kind of crap.
All right. Well, enough about Thunderbolts. Let's watch some good stuff. Got to go to a different window though.
Have you guys done the new Salem Lot or no? Salem's Lot?
We did that last week.
That's what I thought. Yeah. How do you guys think? I think it looks pretty fucking cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, fingers crossed, but the trailers look pretty decent.
I'm here for it. Like they get progressively better, like each time they do Salem's Lot. So I'm down.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Okay.
I'm still a big fan of the Rob Lowe version.
Didn't it just come out this weekend, or is that next week?
Comes out on the 3rd, I think.
Okay, so it was early press screenings that got it.
Yeah, because I'm ready to watch it right when it comes out. I like the old school one too, and I think you were saying that when you guys talked about it 2 weeks ago, right before the new one came out, the new trailer. I think you were saying, Kev, that you liked the Rob Lowe one better, but the vampire's better than the fucking original, right?
Yeah, he looked scary. Like he looked like a monster that scared people. Like it scared my dad in his 20s. And I want to clown him and be like, well, my dad's just a big ass pussy. And that's what I said growing up. I'm sure, Chad, you remember me saying that a lot. Like when it came to that, like this or Amityville, shit like that my dad just like said I could not watch. It's really tame. So like the movie itself was very tame, not very interesting, but the monster itself was very cool looking. The production of the Rob Lowe version was much better, than what the vampire you got to see. Like you see the vampire at the end of the movie and you're like, well, the rest of this shit was good.
Yeah.
Like that's okay, I guess. He's got black lights on him or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I remember I think I saw the original one when I was like 7 or 8. So yeah, it was pretty creepy to me when that part came on, but I don't remember like the pacing or like any of that shit, obviously. Like
it's been too long.
Yeah.
So you had to wait until the very end to see him, really.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, who here's a fan of Bruce Campbell?
Who is it?
Oh, I am. Yeah.
Well, there we go. Turn the volume up. That is Hysteria, Peacock show. Bruce Campbell's going to guest star. All that this kind of does is make me really want Ash vs. Evil Dead season 4.
Right.
Yep.
I'm still going to watch it. I'm a big Bruce guy, so I'm going to be checking it out. What did you think, Kevin?
It's hard for me to say no that I won't watch anything that he does. Like, he just makes me happy anytime he's on the screen. And that looked pretty damn entertaining. I don't know, but he's in it, so it's like, shit, worth my time.
Yeah.
Give it a shot.
Justin, got any thoughts?
Yeah, I'll definitely watch it, but like you said, Ash vs. Evil Dead, man, that show was great.
We need to revisit that, Kevin.
Even if it's animated, just give it to us or redo the anyway.
Especially where it was going, right? You could make it animated.
They keep trying to do the future stuff, and we can never get to it.
Yeah.
We just don't need to. That's all.
Cyborgs versus Deadites versus Ash.
That's my whole, like, I'm not going to review like most of the Agatha shit, but I did do like a 15-minute, diatribe on freaking, the Darkhold and all the supernatural shit they should do, like, to build the Marvel universe instead of using Agatha. And, I'm gonna cut in a bunch of like Lovecraftian movie shit in there and book, all the stuff for the Necronomicon from the Evil Dead, because that's basically what Marvel did. They took, not only did they take like the Necronomicon, but then they took like the Cthulhu shit and then they combined it. Like, that's what Chthon and the Darkhold is. It's like, are you guys fucking like stupid? Like, the shit you could be doing and then leading up to Blade, Ghost Rider, and all those characters. Like, man, they could have knocked it out of the park.
Read the Midnight Suns. Read it.
Yeah.
And I just got this the other day.
Nice.
Because I think I'd rather
you got
watch
the collection.
that.
Yeah, the second one's actually Marvel Knights too, just like Punisher Warzone. Those are the only two Marvel Knight titles.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, they were actually done as Marvel Knight because they were trying new shit, and it was right around the time when Iron Man came out, right? So they didn't have no MCU.
That's
so
right.
They were trying different stuff. So Warzone was the first Marvel Knight. Well, yeah, I think Warzone came out before Spirits of Vengeance, right?
I think so.
It sounds right.
And I never realized until like
2012.
Yeah. So 4 years ago, I didn't realize. I think it was about 4 years ago. I never realized the kid in that movie is Danny Ketch.
Oh
yes.
His name's Danny and shit, and it's like, who the fuck's this kid? And it's like, yeah, he's Danny Ketch. So they were trying to build up to it.
I didn't like that movie. The only thing it had going for it was the bad guy looked like the bad guy.
Yeah. And the chick was pretty fucking hot too, right?
There was that. God, what was his fucking name? Not Blackout.
Blackout, yeah.
Yeah, it was Blackout.
Yeah.
Was it?
Blackheart's the first one, Blackout's the second one. Blackout's one of the Lilin too, so
that's right.
I've never actually seen the second one. I've only seen the first one because I thought the second one was terrible of these for the longest time till I heard the other day, like, that's actually not a bad movie. I'm like, all right, fine, I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's not bad. I would probably still say the first one's better.
I like Cage's Ghost Rider. I can't lie.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I never had a problem with it. And yeah, they're kind of campy. Like the first one's kind of campy. I don't care. That doesn't bother me.
I don't give a shit about that.
I watched
the first one.
I watched somebody review. I can't remember the guy's name. I just subbed to his channel. He did a review on Elektra, the extended cut. And I know, I was like, no, I know. Cause I was like, it's the director's cut. And I'm thinking like, yeah, right. He goes, yeah, I just remember hating this fucking Elektra movie. And then he's like, but if you actually watch the director's cut. So now I'm like, now I'm intrigued. Like, do I go fucking buy that? Cause I remember the movie sucking ass too. But like, I mean, I don't know. That's kind of where we're at these days, right?
So
none of the good shit's going to come out anymore. So
Ben's in it.
Well, and I know they did the hand, right? And they did some shit with the hand and all that, but I know they have that side plot, right? Like she's supposed to kill the daughter of, or no, she's supposed to kill the dude, but he has a daughter, some shit like that. I can't remember. It was kind of terrible, but they did thematic. I think Styx even in it too, right?
Yes. It's really not bad. It's really not bad at all. But if you watch the deleted scenes that have Daredevil in it, it's much better.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
I remember watching I had that on DVD for the longest time because I didn't go to the theater for it, and I bought it like used for like $5. Then I watched it. I'm like, somebody needs to do a better cut of this. Now you're telling me this. I'm like, damn it.
I know, right? That's
All
the
this
same
current
thing I was
Marvel
saying.
shit just makes me want to go back to these older ones. Just to be like, maybe I should give these a second chance.
The action scenes were so silly, but they were fun at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, and I liked Elektra and fucking Deadpool and Wolverine. That worked.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just too bad
Yeah.
Ben wasn't in there for her to smack around for a minute.
Right. I
don't
didn't
think
mind that.
that
I
would've
didn't mind the Ben Affleck Daredevil either. It wasn't that bad. Like it wasn't
Michael
like
Clark
that good,
Duncan as Kingpin, motherfuckers.
but- right? A race swap nobody gave a shit about. What do you know?
Everybody I remember when that movie came out was like, oh, that's an interesting idea. We all saw the movie, and just about everybody was like, that's fucking Kingpin. That was great.
Yeah, he was pretty badass. Like, who else would have been better? Nobody at the time.
All right. That said, we got one last little segment and trailer. Thank you for, again, joining us, Justin. We'll wrap up after this, though. This is, if you are a Wick fan, John Wick, we are rolling into what should have come out in May, but we are actually getting next June. So a full 13 months from originally scheduled because it got bumped for The Crow, which then itself got bumped not just once, not just twice, not just 3 times, but 4 times.
Wow.
Crow remake. We saw how well that went.
Yeah.
That said,
Did you guys watch it or no?
No.
Neither did I.
no interest.
Me
Nope.
neither.
I could rather pluck my own eyes out.
I made it through Wicked Prayer, and I don't want to punish myself anymore.
Same. Like the closest we got to another one was like Jason Momoa's Crow, which was like 2 or 3 days from shooting. Then they canceled the whole damn thing. So it never made it. That might have been a better movie. Who knows?
Probably. The original's great though. Yeah, can't go wrong with that.
All right. So we got Ballerina.
See, I'm gonna go see that just to spite the fucking people that don't go see movies. Like
I'm
me.
seeing it. I don't know. I'm a Wick fan. Now Continental was okay, but this movie
that already
looks fun
came
to
out?
me.
I didn't even know it came out.
Yeah, Continental came out last September, Kevin, I believe.
Yeah,
with Mel Gibson in it, and it was
really.
mixed.
I didn't have much interest. I think I remember seeing a trailer. I was like, eh. But
Mel
I didn't even know
being in
came
it made
out.
me not want to watch it. I don't know. I feel bad about that.
Mel did all right, but as a young Winston, he wasn't really a young Winston. He was like more young Mel Gibson.
Oh.
So, I mean, he did fine. The show was all right. It was just kind of mid. I was more impressed by like Twisted Metal last year anyway, so.
Yeah, you know what? I haven't seen that either. I heard it was pretty good. I've heard.
It's
so
fun.
I watched
There's
one
just
episode.
one episode that's kind of.
Yeah. So is Penguin 2 or 3 episodes in now?
1, and the second one is tomorrow night.
Oh, okay. So I did get caught up in because I
Oh.
did watch that first episode.
What'd you think?
I thought it was good. I don't know. I'm interested to see where it goes and if it I don't know. The Batman, I thought the first scene was like so good, and then I feel like that movie just progressively got worse. I don't know. Like there's cool things, but that third act is horrible too.
Oh, that third act just dragged.
Way too long. Third act kind of dropped.
Yeah, I didn't like the emo Bruce Wayne. I didn't like the young badass Alfred. Like, I don't know. There's just lots of things I didn't. And I'm not a big, huge Batman lore guy or anything, but yeah, I don't know. There's just lots of things. Like after I saw it the second time, I'm like, I don't really like the depiction of Gotham. Even in this show, it's kind of like we're back in the Nolan Gotham, kind of like just a regular city, right? That's the one thing I love about the Tim Burton stuff. Like it felt
a little
like
more
Gotham was
gothic
a
going on.
yeah, yeah, it was definitely more gothic. Like it was, because that's the way the Batman comics I remember reading were like gothic was like very, or Gotham was very distinct, you know?
Yeah. It was not Metropolis.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't mind too much the look of this city too much. It's not exactly Nolan. It feels a little grittier than that, but at the same time, it's not really Gotham as I would prefer.
Well, going back to the Lego Gotham, the Gotham Breakout, is that what it was? The Lego Gotham Breakout.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, Superman has to babysit Gotham while Batman's on vacation.
Oh God.
And he's trying to talk to Robin about, I'll be there. I'm almost done. It's so hard to see here. In Metropolis, everything's so white and clean.
That's pretty funny.
Wow.
And Gotham's all dirty and dark.
I thought it was good. Like it felt like it's got good tension and stuff like that. Like I'm interested to kind of see where it goes. Like it's kind of like a little mobster like type shit. I like Colin Farrell's portrayal of the Joker. I don't know. It's kind of like the Spider-Verse, right? They're doing like all these villain movies, and it's like, well, but we're Spider-Man, like, so like Batman's missing. Everybody's missing like for the show, at least at this point. So
I'm sure they'll mention Batman a couple of times. Now, how they go from here, they have to at least stay at the same level the first episode is. The big question is will it stick the landing, though? Because if it's constructed anything like the Batman, these first 2 to 3 episodes are probably going to be pretty damn good.
Yeah.
To at least decent. And then from there, it's like, all right, so the middle episodes, hopefully those are good. And then the last like 2 or 3 episodes, if that's the third act, we're going to find out real quick if I'm going to be totally on board for this show. But right now, I really like it because I love crime genres. And Matt Reeves is a big fan of crime genre. He's trying to bring that to Batman, keep it grounded. I like it a little more fantastical, a little more supernatural. I'm totally fine with Batman's world as it is. But for what I'm seeing, like focus on Penguin, I'm game for this. I just want to see some references to Batman in general. Because it does sound like he's more trying to help everybody post the stadium collapse and the water fucking everywhere. So he's trying to save like lives and work on reconstruction. So he's for at least these couple of days. Now, if this show only takes a timeline over the course of like a week, I can see no Batman around because he's busy trying to fix shit. But I have a feeling because Robert Pattinson was on set, we're probably going to see a Bruce Wayne slight cameo and Batman being referenced.
Yeah, that'd probably be cool. So I noticed they did a different take on the Penguin, right? So he has like it's like he has a limp, like he had deformed limbs like all these other iterations. I'll be right there, buddy. But so I feel like that's how they got their box checks, right? Like, oh look, he has a disability and shit, like boom, and then they have the kid. Because the kid's, poor kid, whatever. So I feel like that's how they did it without it being like ridiculous, like they do in a lot of the news shows and everything. So
I think they broke his leg in the Batman from the car wreck. That's how that got explained. And that's why his foot is still freshly looking nasty.
Oh, I thought it was just that was part of like his deformity and shit like that. That's why he had the brace and all that. Oh, that's true.
No, I think that's from the car wreck.
Forgot about that. Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense then.
Not that I'm trying to make excuses.
That's
what I remember.
Whatever.
See, I remember more about Penguin than I do about Riddler in the Batman movie anyway.
Yeah, he was a better character.
Yeah. So it's a good bridge into hopefully we'll see what the second Batman is. I wish it was more Mr. Freeze, but that's not what we're doing. So.
I kind of wish they didn't do the Joker tease, It'd kind of be cool to get different villains.
From what I understand, Joker's not even going to be in the second one.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
The idea was they were going to save him for the third one.
Gotcha.
But I don't think we're going to get to that.
Clayface?
They mentioned who it was going to be recently, too. Shit.
Mr. Freeze, I thought.
No, that's been debunked. It's not Mr.
Oh.
Freeze. It might be Clayface.
That would be interesting. It would be different, you know.
They are going to have a
all
Harvey
the same
Dent in it too, because he was shown in the show, but he's going to be the Harvey Dent in the movie.
It's
Nice.
Clayface.
I think Clayface would be rad. Clancy Brown is what won me over. So,
oh sure.
That being said, thank you everybody for tuning in. Before we do our little wrap up spiel, Justin, where can people find you, and what do you got coming up next?
Star Wars Marvel Purist. You can find me on YouTube and Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. I'm working on, I got to make my video off. I already did the audio on my last live stream on the whole Darkhold, what Agatha should have been thing. I'll still be doing reviews, but just like light on those. Right now we're doing Maximum Carnage. I'm about to get on Comic 3 on that. I'm about to do Steve Englehart's Silver Surfer Volume 3, like 1 through 12-ish. But before I do that, I'm going to do like a slight synopsis, like on the Marvel Cosmic Universe and like the 3 major empires in the Marvel Cosmic Universe. So if I can get that written out by Monday's stream, then I'll do that. Otherwise, I'll do it the week after. And then after that, we'll start Silver Surfer. And then I'm doing like, I'm doing Tales of the Jedi. We just finished Rise of the Sith Empire, or Golden Age of the Sith. Now we're doing Fall of the Sith Empire. So yeah, besides that, just kind of, interweaving other stuff. So yeah,
Cool.
Having a good time.
Right on. And Chad, what are you up to, and where can people follow you?
I'm on Threads, Instagram, and Blue Sky. I am at Mr. Peterman, and like I said, right now I'm just figuring out the month's viewing pleasure for the horror movie little marathon we're going to be doing. Figure out where in the month I'm putting the original Evil Dead in there, because that is a fixture for my Halloween viewing, because it has to be. Absolutely fucking has to be. So that's going to be probably a 3-way discussion between myself, my sister, and my spouse, because we're the horror nuts in the house.
All right. There's 3 of you.
There's 3 of us.
All right, Kevin, what about us?
Oh, you know what? We're usually right here on this channel 3 times a week. We are on Wednesdays on Nostalgia TV, where we discuss the graveyard shift of forgotten TV. We could talk about television shows that are canceled long before their time, still have a leg of life in them, but the studios thought otherwise. And then on Tuesdays, we have 0 Point Reviews, where we review movies that have been reviewed several times over, which there's no point to review them, but we do it anyway.
And that's the whole point.
Yeah. if there's a point at all. And then, of course, every Saturday night at 9, right here on, I can't even say it, Deadwire Live.
All right. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out. If you got any comments on any headlines, trailers, anything we talked about tonight, please put a comment down below about your thoughts. Anything you think we missed, please put it down below so we know what we can cover better next time. And before you head out, hit that little subscribe button, hit that little bell notification so you can stay tuned to all of our video content, and we will see you on the next one.
It's like you got some kind of alternate universe in there or something.